All I'm saying is like who couldn't use $1,000 a day or a week? It's a month. Whatever, I screwed that up. Welcome to Comic Book Wars episode 36. I am Jimmy Linguini. Everybody else on the podcast is waking up. Good for them. A fatwa to them. Uh, we're at episode 36. This is the comicbookspeculation.com podcast. And you guys could introduce yourselves, I guess, if you want to.
Still waking up is Sleepy Jawn.
I'm Nico, your weekend update correspondent with comicbookspeculation.com. It's good to be here.
Oh.
Leaky Nico.
Leaky in what way?
Running his mouth.
Oh, okay. Because I had I had all these baby wipes for when the problem, but then my sister came and took all my baby wipes, and I had to send her all these gross texts. And I was like, I wouldn't send you these kind of texts, but I mean, you took my baby wipes, so I mean, you have to know what I do with those and why they're not here and why I'm now upset that I don't have them.
Why doesn't your butler just do it for you?
That's a good question. You guys wanted me to add this picture to the outline.
I don't even know what this is. I don't know what this is.
It's the ISIS guy who was arrested recently, who they had to get a truck because he was so fat. Why we're starting off on this, I don't know. You guys told me to add this image. You told me to add it as the thumbnail.
That doesn't sound like something I would do. Nico,
yeah, I mean, it sounds like something I would do, but it's a bad idea, so I didn't do it. But now I notice somebody's very quiet.
It's highly inappropriate.
You guys are dicks. I can't. Okay.
Yeah, here we go.
Take the floor.
I had a great time Saturday with my special guest, DS Comics from the Golden Guys. I've been singing "Thank You for Being a Friend" for about 4 or 5 days now.
It's very annoying.
Yeah, we were trying to figure out if we could turn down his microphone, but
travel down the road and back again.
You can only mute his mic, and he can unmute it, so there's no point.
It made me really happy. If you haven't had a chance to check out the Golden Guys, they'll be on after us. They are a wealth of information and a heck of a nice crew of collectors. Really enjoyed talking pre-code horror with DS. If you get a chance, look him up on Instagram. He moves great books at great prices. Those guys are a treasure, and I really encourage you to try to forge a relationship with them. They will improve your comic game.
How much does it cost to forge a relationship?
I don't know. You got to pay cash,
Oh.
though. Hey.
Sounds expensive.
Saturday, Dylan No, that's February 1st. We've got...
I don't think you have anything this Saturday.
Yeah, absolutely. Remember? Mikey Sutton.
Oh, yeah.
Mikey Sutton this Saturday.
Oh, yeah.
2 weeks from now, we've got Dylan Universe. Really excited about Mikey Sutton. He is...
I am too.
Premier, leakers.
Premiere. Well, yeah, you must like him. You guys leak a lot of stuff, right? You guys are...
Yeah. He is a scooper and a speculator and an insider.
I mean, if you don't know this, what happened was
a regular...
Nico went on a podcast.
Okay.
And they said, oh, yeah, I mean, our problem is there aren't really a lot of places anymore where, we get inside information and there's inside scoops. And then this guy pulls out his phone and says, hey, wait a minute. Let me tell you about all these Patreons I'm subscribed to where I get insider information. So why don't you tell people about what podcast that was so they can check it out so they can get all that leaked information?
Okay, so
I'm excited for your interview with Mike Sutton because I think he just makes stuff up and he's fun. But I don't he is a leaker per se, but I mean so are you in that way. But why don't you talk about your leaking situation?
Okay, so yesterday I was on the Tales from the Flip Side podcast. Had a really good time with my friend John Z, Dino, Brian McClay. We sat down and talked comics. Those guys do a good job talking about things other than comics. They don't annoy the hell out of me with this year's baseball blunders, but instead talk about sports figures from my youth, which I enjoy.
Could we talk about that? Could we talk about sport blunders of this year?
No, because I don't watch sports right now.
Yeah, I can't think of any.
Right, but they also do a good job talking about action figures and It was just a good time. If you're not checking out John Z on Global Safari with Matt Roybal, do yourself a favor. If you're at all interested in the foreign language comic market, it's an emerging market. I can't necessarily say that I'd be spending hundreds or thousands of dollars on those books, as like an entry level buy-in, but I am about to close a deal on a book that has Elvis in a sombrero spanking a girl on the ass in panties. And I'm really excited about that. That's the kind of stuff you only see in a Mexican comic book, and you're not going to see from Marvel or DC.
I don't even know what to say to that. Like, that's weird.
Which Elvis is it though? What era?
It's skinny Elvis.
Oh,
yeah,
even better.
Yeah, I mean, I was reading this week.
Cigarettes Elvis.
I was thinking like, was there any kind of like MLK post I could make? Because I'm trying to think of like really, really cool like time wasting posts for the website, and that's when I looked into like I found out all this information about the MLK March comic book. I can't remember.
Oh yeah, that was a couple years ago. It was great.
Well, it came out in the 50s, right? And then Top Cow did a reprint that sells for like $80 in CGC 9.8, which I thought was really cool because you pick it up for like $10. You can even find them in dollar bins because people don't realize what they are because they sell for about 15 in near mint. But what I thought was really interesting was there are Arabic and Farsi editions that were released for like Middle East consumers more recently because they're trying to push like non-violent protests and stuff. And those editions can sell for like $30 to $40. So I thought that was pretty cool. But again, I don't know where to get them. I want to get one just because they're cool. Like it just looks cool. But I don't know. I can't figure it out for the life of me. But that was my foreign comic thing for today. No, I just can't figure out
how to buy one.
Online, I looked.
Yeah. Not many of those make it out from those countries because remember they've had like a couple like Stan Lee comics and such. Or no, it was that Saga. Remember that Saga?
There was a recent Stan Lee one as well. That's hard to find, but I just don't know where to find the Martin Luther King Jr. Arabic one, and I think that it would be printed online. Like it feels like one of those print on demand things that you could somehow find somebody selling them, but no, I could find Spanish.
Maybe
find Spanish
the Rags
no problem.
guys.
Maybe the Rags guys. You're right. Whatever. Big news that came out today, right before the podcast started, was that Justice League Dark has been optioned.
Deadline.
Well, there had been rumors about this for a while, right? Like that DC was in the works of a Justice League Dark thing, and I think the first time was when.
Grace, they wrote a script.
Well, Guillermo
del Toro wrote the script.
No, before that, George Miller was supposed to direct a Justice League Dark film. Before there was even a Justice League movie, before there was any DC movies. And Jay Berthal was in it, and there was a bunch of other people, like Armie Hammer was in it. There was a bunch of people that were like ready to go, but for some reason that never happened.
Doesn't sound right.
Well, look, George Miller, the guy who directed Happy Feet and Mad Max, he was the director and writer, and it didn't happen. But that was in I think 2000, 2001. I think it was the 9/11 stuff that somehow made a bunch.
2001.
Yeah, I think it was
Justice League Dark wasn't even a thing then.
Yeah, but if it was the whole team of the Justice League Dark that they were pushing, and so it was supposed to be called Justice League Dark. You can look into this. You can look into all of this stuff, okay? Like I don't but I don't really care. My point is, it seems that DC's been trying to do something with this property for some time, and now finally,
I think it will be good.
Bad Robot does a hell of a job.
Yeah, Bad Robot is J.J. Abrams' production company. So no, that's all that's been said as of like an hour ago or so.
What was the one TV show he did on Fox that actually had a final season? No.
Heroes?
No.
It's
like a science fiction one.
Yeah, I was gonna say the one with the guy and that kid from Dawson's Creek, and the guy's like a scientist, and it was like a Time Lord thing. I don't remember what it was called.
Yeah, I like that one. Nope. The one Jimmy's talking about, I like that one.
I know which one you're talking about. I can't think of what it's called, but yeah, the guy from Dawson's Creek is in it. Not
James Vanderbeek.
James Vanderbeek.
I just said not the main guy. Oh. The other, not Dawson. Anyways, it doesn't matter.
Frodo.
Let's talk about the OC too. The first Justice League Dark comic book was in 2011. Well, when they first time they used the name Justice League Dark for the New 52, and there's the first print, which is the farthest to the right, the one in the middle, which is the second print, which people have been pushing as saying it has a low print run. And then there's also Justice League Dark 9, which has the first time John Constantine and a few other characters join.
It's a new team.
What's the Swamp Thing issue? 49.
But we're not there yet.
Oh.
Not there
So
yet.
calm down.
So
See, I didn't look at the outline. So
the interesting part about this Justice League Dark is I did read the first story arc. It's really good, but they're only Justice League Dark in title of the comic. They're never called that in the comic book. So this is very much parallels Gotham City Sirens, and all of the younger people into the market are going to be saying, why doesn't CGC have a first appearance on any of the labels? Well, I don't know if they are later actually called that in the New 52 series, but they're not in at least the first 6 issues.
I wouldn't be surprised if they put on the label first Justice League Dark title.
It's nothing currently on the labels. I wouldn't be surprised, like you said, but they never did anything for Gotham City Sirens. And I actually talked to a guy who was trying to petition them to put something on some label. And they basically said, no, Gotham City Sirens is the name of the comic series. It's not the name of the team, even though I found an issue later where they're called that. But I don't know that there'll ever be anything on a label. I think, this is definitely a good pickup. There's the first and the second print I've been looking for since the Del Toro script was announced, and I never really find them below $10. I wasn't going to pay $10 for a long time for this because it was somewhat of a dead property, but still and it had a lot of future potential. So interesting to see that possibly moving forward. We'll see what happens.
Well, I saw a few first prints were selling around $25 since the news launched. So
sure.
We'll see where it goes. I don't think the second print is worth picking up, but people say because it has a lower print run or whatever that it is.
Yeah.
So that's just something to be aware of. The other book that has been jumped on all the time is Swamp Thing Annual 2 because it has the first appearance of all these characters together.
Yeah, this one as Nico was alluding to, go to the next slide if you could. When Justice League Dark first started becoming a thing in New 52, people were pointing to Swamp Thing 49 and 50 as maybe like cameo first time teams together. You can see 50, there's a lot of the characters on that cover as well. But it seems over the past few years that people are started to drift towards the annual number 2. None of them, again, they're not called Justice League Dark in any of these issues, but it's mostly the same team. So in my opinion, there's 6 books that could see at least 5, possibly 6 that could see some movement here as things start to move forward. And I think right now it's still probably a decent time to be buying at sticker prices if they're sticker price from the past year or 2 years or whatever. Obviously, we're going to see a lot of books selling right now at sticker price, and then we'll start to see prices rise. But it'll be a long time before this thing hits the screen, in my opinion. Now, the other thing they did say in that press release was that it was for both TV and cinema. So they're not really saying much right now, except that we're going to do something. And they have done cartoons before.
That's interesting. I don't know, man. It's weird. This book came out last week. Did you guys pick it up or read anything about it? Green Lantern Legacy #1?
No, I think your comments on this pretty much cemented my feeling as well as to how many lanterns do we need.
One more. I'm fine with one more.
Yeah, well, I'm sure this will be the last one, I'm sure.
No, we were introduced to 2 more in this one.
That's
so
right.
Green Lantern Legacy came out last week. It's a from the DC Zoom line, or at least it was supposed to be. It doesn't say DC Zoom on it anywhere, so it was announced 3 or 4 years ago. But it's the first appearance of Ty Pham and his grandmother. So what happens in it is he's Vietnamese and he lives in America, and his grandmother passes on the Green Lantern ring to him. So she used to be a Lantern herself, and then who is it? John Stewart comes and starts training him. So he's 11 too, which is so it's a lot like that other character from Young Justice 1, where she's she's also 11 and she's hacking into the Green Lantern Corps, or maybe she's 8 or 9 or something. I can't remember. But there seems to be a lot of play on Green Lantern and Green Lantern characters, so that's why I think this is a good book to be picking up. I know Things from Another World has them for like $6.99, but it's a $9.99 cover price. I picked up one today that I plan on reading, so I will let you guys know.
$9.99.
Yeah, it's a graphic novel, so it's the full story. But I'll read it and I'll let you know next week what I think of it.
Do you think these new characters could possibly be the basis for this HBO Max show?
I mean, I think they could potentially show up at some point, but I think these books are good long-term plays, because I think that eventually they're going to do something with it, but I don't see it happening anytime soon. Okay. But I do think that I don't think
you're saying wait for it to be in $1 bin. Gotcha.
Could be, but it's a graphic novel, so it would be in like $5 or $3 bin, right?
It would be in like a beat up, 2 for $5 or something.
Yeah. Well, I'm just saying. I mean, anyways, it's time for Nico time, laughing guy. You laugh, but you know that's what it would be, okay? Whatever. Sorry that I'm cheap. What's the first book you want to talk about today, Nico?
Oh, hell, who knows? You pick them. Oh, boy. Now, this is exciting. So this is the second time that I've seen someone dump 10 or more copies of Nova #1, suggesting that there was a warehouse find.
This is the only second time?
In the history of eBay.
Because since we've started this podcast.
So this one sold for $15.77, right?
Yeah.
But one thing I thought was interesting was the same seller has a few warehouse find sets up. So if you look, he has a set of 10 Machine Man ones, and then he has another set of 10 Nova ones, another 5 days to go, and then he has a set of 5 Moon Knight ones. I just thought that was and then this was my favorite one, the Spider-Man 1 pack of 300, the sealed case. Spider-Woman, sorry, yeah.
$30,000?
Well, it's or best offer, and it's $20,000. But sorry,
how many comics what else are in it? 200 or
what else about this Nova book that sold? The books that sold?
Oh, that's epic. Yeah. So if this kind of gives you like a clue into why I routinely say flip newer books to buy stuff that you might not have an opportunity to buy again. Because they're out there, and that doesn't mean that like Nova 1 isn't a cool book. Hell, I got one right up there that I'm slabbing that I cracked out. The 9/8s are going to be a big deal. But these are the kinds of investments I think that are smart. And I don't know who this color is.
$158 a pop. Now it does say they're near mint plus.
So like I didn't dig into
this. The picture is really terrible.
Yeah, I didn't dig in to the listing. But I was shocked at the number that it brought.
It seems a little high to me, but
absolutely in this market,
if you could get all 9/8s, I mean,
yeah,
are they going for a pop $1,000?
A little bit less, but yeah, but still.
I mean, good
but
return.
if you look at the person who sells them, I mean, they grade books too. So I mean, I doubt these are 9/8s.
Oh, really?
Yeah. But I mean, they're a very large volume dealer. Anyways, what else we got on this list aside from these pretty awesome books? Yeah. You had this, right? The Star Wars Vader Down #1, the Zdarsky variant.
Yeah.
All right. I love when this book sells. I love it because people get so mad when this book sells.
They get so angry. They're so angry. All right.
Why would you do that?
All right, let's talk about this. So the Zdarsky sketch cover, they're 18 9/8s.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
I remember when this came out, people were trying to keep track of how many there were.
One sold for $10,000 when it came out.
Yeah.
and
okay, but I want to give an indication of how many variations there are of Star Wars Vader Down #1.
Okay.
I'm going to try to do this quick. Okay. There's
Please
the
don't
All
read them
Heroes
all off.
Comics,
Oh, God.
Christopher,
I'll be back
Asia,
in 20
POP,
Wait, what
Buy
is he
Me
saying?
Toys, Comic Book
He's
Legal
reading.
Defense
He's
Fund,
reading every
Comic
Vader
Block
Down
Edition.
variant.
Yeah,
Sorry, he's reading what?
Every Vader Down variant cover.
What? Why?
there's
Why?
got
Wait,
to be
calm down.
40
Calm down.
variants.
Why? So what? Why? So what? What's your point? That there's a bunch of variants. What's your point? Sorry, I didn't want to hear you list a bunch of variants. I'm sorry.
Well, my
What's your
point
point?
is, I don't know.
I'm sorry. It was rude
I
to
think
mute you.
that's
I
why.
apologize. I'm confused. What your point was?
Well,
There's a lot of
I
cover.
don't
John,
remember.
go ahead and make the point. That's okay.
Was there? I don't remember any store variants. There. Well, you already said one.
Oh, you're trying to say if it's
There's like
rare and
four-
it's really rare. When
No.
remember what are you trying to say that it's rare or not rare?
Not rare.
Oh, okay.
I think it's pretty. When it came out, there was only Bleeding Stool was trying to follow them, and I think they only were able to find about 6 when it came out.
Yeah, if you look at
that.
Recalled Comics, this is what pissed me off. If you look at, and I'll tell you this whole story right now. If you look at Recalled Comics, it says that there's only like 30 or something out there, which is a complete farce. So I think it was last year. Chip Zdarsky reached out to me. He's like, "Hey, I got these books that I want. Marvel just sent them to me." And I said, "What?" And he had 8 copies of this variant that were just randomly sent to him. He's
maybe he bought 40,000.
No, he's the cover artist, right? So if they sent him 8 copies, right, because they found them in the warehouse, they probably sent them to the writer, the interior artist. So there's probably a bunch out there that are unaccounted for. Anyways, he ended up he wanted to sell them to me, and I took too long. Like I bogarted, like trying to. I tried to get him down on a lower price than what he wanted, but then by the time he's like, I've decided that I don't want any more to be put out on the market because apparently they're really rare. I'm just going like, dude, are you kidding me? Like these are completely fake numbers. Like there's no way that there's only that many out there. So do I know what happened to them? No.
Does he?
Does
he know? Did he know? Does he know what the value of comics are? Like, does he look them up?
No, but he looked up one and he said he wanted. He said the price. He said he wanted. I think he wanted like $1,400 a piece.
No,
and I was thinking like, well, I mean, if they're CGC 9.8 condition, sure. And he's like, well, they look good. And I'm like, well, like what do you know? So I mean, that was where the negotiation things came in. Like, but
well, the shrewd negotiator, as Nico would say.
Yeah,
well, what the hell do you know?
Well, no, I didn't say that, but that's what I'm thinking. Like, you don't know anything about condition, but
oh my god,
yeah, and that's why I don't. That's why I don't buy his comp books. But every time I have bought his comp books, I've made lots of money because he doesn't know what they're worth, and he brings them to shows and sells them for nothing. And he's a great guy, but I'm just still upset about that.
You would think you could buy more wipes with all that lots of money you're making, but
yeah, I could completely. But my point is, why would you steal them? If you steal them, you're going to get a whole description of what I use them for and why you shouldn't steal stuff from me. It's just rude. Anyways, is there anything else you want to say about this book?
Yeah. In 2016, there was a CGC Signature Series 9.8 sold for, what do you think?
Well, that was the one that
$5K
at auction for about $5,000, but then didn't Trey buy it, and then he flipped it for $10,000.
No, I think he got his from a shop near him or something. Because he
got his
sold it right away. I thought
he got it. Yeah, but it was from the original auction. I thought. I don't remember.
I don't know.
I thought he got it from that auction. I don't remember. But
there was a 9.6 sketch cover that sold in January, $1,700.
So you're saying that the prices are going down?
Yeah, people don't want this dumb book.
Yeah. Come on. But anyway, it's cool. It ain't $1,000.
I know
$1,300 cool. But if I was maybe like a Star Wars guy and a software engineer, and I figured out I needed this to complete my collection, have at it. Who am I to judge how people spend their money?
I like how you
Jimmy,
have to be a software
engineer. Chip's your dude, Jimmy, but this cover is absolutely terrible for 1 in 5,000.
I never said it was a great cover.
Well, I'm just saying.
It's a cool gimmick.
I feel like he,
but not $1,300 cool for me.
Yeah.
No.
I don't know.
What do we got next?
Like, who knows? The other one you had was the Schomburg book.
Dude, it's so cool. All right, so it's listed as very
What book
fine
is it?
near mint 9.0. It's a Marvel Mystery Comics number 51. It's a gorgeous book. It's kind of notorious because the Nazi symbols are both ways. They're like backwards and
The
forwards.
Nazi symbols.
Yeah, I don't know, the swastika.
Oh.
I forget. Like,
But wouldn't
it's
they
like
have to be? Wouldn't they have to be the other way if they're on like a stamp and they're supposed to imprint, like brand you? Wouldn't it have to be backwards so it brands you the correct way?
Okay, look at them. Not the two. There's two on there. They're two different ways.
Yeah, I don't understand. All I know is I see this guy
Anyway.
has very big pecs. He has very big pecs.
Different people think about different things, focus on different stuff, each their own. Nevertheless, it's a big book and it's in beautiful shape. I'll give you kind of like the rundown. There's a total of 50 copies slabbed. A 9.0 would be highest graded. If you could get this thing to be a 9.2, it'd be highest graded. GPA on the book is interesting. In February of last year, a 9.0 sold for $4,800. In March, an 8.5 sold for $3,000. Remember, the 9.0 is the highest graded. It's an amazing book. It was an amazing buy. I wish I would have bid on it. I thought it was going to go for a lot more money. I think this was a smart buy for somebody. What's next? All right, so this is interesting for me, right? I've got to make sure I got this right. Avengers 196. There's 225 9.8s. Okay, 2,000 copies of this book slabbed. This was a live auction sale for $898.
Seems low to me.
There was it is, but there was a 9.8 signature series signed by George Perez that sold for $950 also this month. Now, if you look at this book, the 2019 average is $1,100. The 90-day average is a little bit over $1,000, and the 12-month average is similarly about $1,100. It's down, which is kind of surprising as we close in on the Black Widow film. I think that when people realize that this character is going to survive the Black Widow film and reappear as part of the Thunderbolts, which is what, or whatever the hell they call them.
Going with that, huh?
I think it's going to happen. I mean, I haven't seen the footage that allegedly leaked, but a number of people are reporting that the post-credit scene has this character in it. Sorry if I just ruined the whole movie for you. Don't hate me.
Who, the Taskmaster?
Yeah.
And a Fox character.
Wait, sorry. So you're telling me the Taskmaster shows up at the end of Black Widow?
I think he's in the movie.
He's clearly in the movie.
Yeah.
He's clearly.
I heard it could be. I heard it could be Rick Wilson in the Taskmaster outfit.
Iron Maiden is the main villain, not Taskmaster. Is what they're saying.
Isn't Iron Maiden isn't that from the 80s?
The comic book or the band?
What do you mean?
Dun, dun, dun.
I think that was it. I think that's all we had for Nico time.
No.
That was a good.
I had a good time. Yeah, I hope you enjoyed
it.
it. That was as good for you as it was for me.
Great time.
He said. Sure, you did. Let's do the Wednesday Warrior Guide for January 22nd. That's this week.
I got one book this week.
Oh, what
You
book?
got one.
Yeah.
Batman Beyond.
Go on.
Yeah.
What book?
I'll wait till we get there. I'll wait. It's not that one.
John, what's going on with Wonder Woman 750?
Wonder Woman 750 comes out this week, and it's they're doing a anniversary or a giant size issue as they did with Detective Comics and Action Comics 1000, and they're having 87,000 covers by all the artists you know and love. Probably $10 cover price, I'm guessing.
I would have to assume so if it's 96 pages.
There's some decent covers. This J. Scott Campbell doesn't do a whole lot for me.
Well, he also has store variants too, right? Because there's quite a few store variants.
Yeah. Yeah, of course he did his store variants. Jim Lee
Shocker.
did one. Brian Boland. It's got pretty much everybody you would think.
These are terrible.
There is a Jim Lee 1 in 100, and this
I
is
hope it's
selling
not
below ratio too. Which one's bad?
They've all been bad. Boland,
The Jim Lee's like too
Campbell.
dark.
They're just
The,
garbage.
Jim Lee's too dark.
It's like too much shadow on it or something. The Adam Hughes one is growing on me.
Where's
Adam
that?
Hughes one? Yeah, you didn't send me an Adam Hughes one.
Oh, I definitely did, but it's all right.
I definitely did. He said you did.
The Josh Middleton one is not that great.
I mean, that Campbell one's garbage. That's clearly the winner.
The Jenny Frisson
But look,
one
she got the behind two on it. I don't know. Anyways,
Yeah,
that was
but her ass looks weird. Speaking of Jenny Frisson, how was her nice picture? She's a very nice woman.
It's more of a classic Wonder Woman. It doesn't look like most of her Wonder Womans that she's done in the Rebirth run.
Oh,
where
okay.
they're more of like that orange tone that she uses for a lot of her work.
All right.
It's pretty. It's nice, but there's no background on it. It's just Wonder Woman with a lasso, kind of a classic Wonder Woman.
Right.
And the background is blank.
Oh.
You know, I feel like Hughes really tried probably the most, but his work has not been as good as his classic Catwoman stuff recently.
I feel like we talked about this book last month.
Yeah, we've talked about it
Batman,
multiple times.
No, once Batman Beyond 39 got leaked, that's when it was pretty much revealed that this would be the reveal issue. And so I hope you guys ordered copies. I ordered 10 copies. Did you guys order any copies?
40?
Yeah.
Is it selling?
Yeah.
For how much?
What?
You guys didn't order any of these?
The 25? I got stacks of the 25. I'm not stupid, but
I don't bother.
what's the 40?
Anyways, I ordered 5 of both. I sold.
Oh fuck!
I bought one of each earlier today, and I sold both of them for one was for 13 and one was for 10. So,
what?
And they sold immediately.
You gotta move to Canada,
so I
dude.
I could have put them for more. What do you mean? I sold them to Americans. They've already been packed up and sent.
Dumb Americans.
But yeah, so Batman
Beyond
Beyond 40, we find out that it's Lania Dixon or
Grayson.
Elena Grayson.
Yeah, there you go. Elena Grayson.
Dick
Ooh,
Grayson's
Richard Grayson's daughter. Ooh, and look, there's spoilers. Oh, spoilers. Ooh, you got spoiled. But I mean, whatever. Her first appearance is
this podcast that doesn't know that.
Her first appearance is Batman Beyond 25. I don't think we
Some asshole I gave a
Beyond
business card to in a fucking comic shop. We had a
that book's
comic
been
shop here and watch my podcast.
That book's been going up and getting some interest for a few weeks now.
Yeah, we had that book
this
and
could be her. So,
oh my god,
and
call
one
it.
of
How long?
Jimmy's
How long
spec
ago?
books.
Yeah.
Jimmy, what
I don't
was
think
that?
I called this one. It was another Batman Beyond character.
No, it was the other one with the Ace of Hearts. Is that what her name is?
Yeah.
Oh.
Both those
Somebody
books
sent
in
me
the
a
past
message
couple
about-
weeks.
Someone sent me a message about it today, though. So I think they're like the Ace of Hearts thing or whatever. They think it's still happening.
What I would say is we had these on our Instagram a couple weeks ago, so make sure you follow the Comic Book Wars podcast Instagram. Lots of good info on there that sometimes makes it to the podcast, sometimes doesn't.
Yeah, and sick-ass live auction results from eBay that of books that I should have bought, and then I'm like, oh, that was a good deal. Or books that I was like, oh, I wish I'd have sold that. They paid way too much.
Woo!
Yeah. Woo!
Candy.
Woo. Okay. Other books this week is there's this Atlantis Attacks 1 in 50.
I bet you like that
Caleb
one,
Lee.
Jimmy. That's got your
Why?
girl on it, right?
Yeah, has that got Luna Snow there on the right?
Dun,
Is that
dun,
Luna
dun,
Snow?
dun, dun.
You know, I didn't even notice that was Luna Snow because she doesn't
Her
look good
proportions?
from the side.
Dun,
Listen,
dun,
some people
dun,
have bad
dun.
angles. I have this angle and this angle, and I have bad angles, and
Well, I just
that's a bad
know-
angle for her. So
She always
Oh.
has that Bluetooth in, like she's about to get ready to do a long truck drive. Ice Road Trucker.
but this book's been pre-selling for $60 to $90. I don't think it's gonna hold,
Wow.
but it might. Who knows?
You mentioned this book 2 weeks ago, I believe, if not last week. Did you?
There's a smash
I don't
their
remember. It's
boobs
possible.
together vibe on that cover that
There's a smash their boobs together vibe. Okay, next
yeah.
is the Web of Venom.
That's the
Good
book I
Son,
bought today. I
1
didn't
in
know there was 1 in
25
25 though.
variant. It was selling kind of good in pre-sales, around 40 to 50. It's now kind of dipped towards the $20 to $30 range. But if you look at today's sales, 150, one sold for 25,
$50?
one sold for 30. Yeah, but also one sold for 25 and one sold for 30.
I used to think that all these like
this is
prices were fake news until I started selling books for ridiculous prices.
Sales, right? So the $50 sale was the longest, farthest away, and the most nearest one was the $30 one. So
makes sense.
Okay.
Apparently, there's some spoilers on that one. I don't know what happens, but some people are saying that
didn't look like anything worthwhile.
Yeah.
People keep waiting for something to happen with Dylan, and it's like, no,
so I got it the book. I was like, maybe this time.
Yeah, it ain't gonna happen. It ain't gonna happen.
So depressing.
Another one
when people don't care anymore.
Because I didn't mention this the last time the one came out is Conan's Serpent War. What issue is this? This is issue 4. This is the 1 in 50. It has Moon Knight, it has Conan, it has Black Widow, and it's selling for what?
Who's the person with the hat?
So,
Zorro?
What do you mean, the person with the hat? Oh yeah, there's a guy with the hat in the back. So
I think that's V for Vendetta.
Yeah, I think that's
the guy.
I don't think he's wearing a shirt either.
Zorro.
Maybe, listen, I don't know, man. Marvel's doing some stupid stuff. Like, have you heard about that Black Eyed Peas book that they recently announced? Oh, wait, we'll talk about that later. Marvel's crazy. But anyways,
they already did a
listen, and be quiet, be quiet. And one last book I like that comes out this week is this Red Sonja Age of Chaos. This is the cover D, so they did a bunch of covers, but this is an ASM 300 homage.
Homage.
Yeah, and ASM 300 homages usually do okay.
Homage.
There's a sketch variant too.
Of this one?
Yeah.
Oh, I didn't know that. So, I mean, there's a huge print run on all of these books. There's like 15 covers of this. I saw there's a few.
Yeah, it's ridiculous.
Like I saw
Dynamite has 90 comics coming out tomorrow. Somehow.
I believe it.
Yeah.
Because
they do
at
least 10 covers for every book that comes
out. The Vampirella
10
one
copies
has
of
like
each,
covers,
and they can pay their bills for the fucking month.
Well, they also run Dynamic Forces, right? So I don't know. One last book I want to talk about is I went to a store and they didn't order any copies of this week. This is the Ed Piskar Studio Edition, the Fantagraphics Artist Edition type book.
Strong.
And it's $150 US. But the store I went to, they didn't order any. We looked it up, and it said it was in low stock. So I immediately said, like, F you. I guess that means I have to order one, so I ordered one.
Very cool.
But
so artist edition means oversized, typically.
Yeah, it's oversized.
He's a Pittsburgh boy. I'm a fan.
They're not selling for anything right now.
I didn't know that.
But I wouldn't be surprised if it did sell out, and the fans that do want it keep looking. I really hope that it has.
He's on IG.
Yeah, I really hope that it has the Hip Hop Comics variant, or no, what is it? Hip Hop Family Tree variant that I did.
Yeah.
Like the cover, but I don't know if it does. So that is also something I'm anticipating. So we'll see.
So have you talked to him before then?
Yeah, I had to convince him to do a 500 print run on a book instead of 1,000. So I had to pay him. I think it was like $400.
Cool.
Yeah.
All right.
I had to pay him money not to print books.
Right.
Yeah.
Good job.
And that's it for the Wednesday Warrior Guide. Was there any other books I missed? Did that come out this week that you guys thought were good?
No.
You
I don't know. He says. Then you don't know. You picked up this book. Oh, I picked up this book.
Yeah, I got one. Not the good one. I got the crappy A cover.
You didn't pick up what?
I didn't get the ratio.
Why? Who cares about the A cover?
I don't know. I just wanted to read it. I wanted to see what happened to the. I wanted to see what happened to the kid.
Oh, we got a new. Oh, he put his Wesley Snipes book up there.
Nice.
What? This is the graphics haven't changed.
No, you used to have Bret the Hitman Hart was front and center before.
No, it was always there, and it's to the right.
I don't think so, but okay. Go on.
I didn't change the image. So we're on GPA for CGC Comics Watch. The first one you had was Fantastic Four 348, the second print.
Yeah, the second print. This sold for $300.
It's awesome.
this is a '90s comic. Went to second print. The original cover, I think, had a white cover. I remember when that came out; it was pretty cool. But I was very surprised that this sold for $300. This is the highest sale to date. There are only 5 9.8s on the GPA, probably because nobody thinks this thing is worth anything. I try.
Amazing. I bet that one guy's got a case of them.
Yeah, I am sure somebody has a case of these somewhere. But so that was shocking. I'll definitely be looking for that one at conventions this year. Next up was another shocker to me because this book doesn't really sell for much raw. It sells for maybe cover, maybe a little bit more. I think cover was $5 or $6.
I'd definitely have that in my box for $10 and nobody would buy it.
I never even saw it before. CGC sold.
That's a good point.
9.8 sold for $150. This is a one shot, and there are 86 9.8s, but there were none other ones listed. So I'm assuming somebody just said it's time to buy one, and they paid $150 for it.
Right?
Maybe it could be because it's Sinestro Corp. I don't know. Like I said, it's a one shot. I don't know what goes on in this.
TV news with Sinestro.
Yeah. There's
probably
like
on the Lords of the
4
Long
printings
Box
of that
chat.
book.
Long term, Mikey Sutton long term spec list.
Yeah, could have been. There's 4 printings. They all have different covers. They're pretty cool. I like all the different covers. Legion of Superheroes 264. Now this is a Whitman variant, a book that I would never think to look for. This is a 9.4, which is the highest grade. It sold for $1,150.
Wow.
I know one shop I go to has these books in their like quarter bin, and they've been there for years. Nobody looks for these Legion of Superheroes books. They're pretty much no interest in them. But there's only 4 graded of the Whitman variant, and the other ones are 9.0, 8.5, and a 6.0. So it's obviously not a high grade book. Being the way that these were distributed, it's not surprising. But I would think there's got to be some hanging out somewhere in some local shops. Last up was another one that kind of shocked me because this is Star Wars number 84. So it's not near the end of the run. It's in kind of that time after, Boba Fett's appearance, before the end of the run where pretty much nobody wants these comics. So this is a 9.8. What do you think, Nico? There's 26 9.8s on the census. Now, it's got a black cover, but it's just like a ho-hum cover.
I mean, because it's on your list, I'll guess it sells for $300. But for the record, I can't imagine a world where I would pay $60 for that slot.
Would you pay like $2 for a roll of it?
No, I wouldn't pay $1. I'd just leave them behind.
Sold for $682.
Jeez,
and that's not even the highest sale ever.
What is wrong with us? What's going on?
There's been a number of sales the past couple years. All of a sudden in 2018, it jumped.
What's our Star Wars super fan elite lunatic guy say about this?
I don't know. I should ask the enforcer about this book. And
see what he says. What the fuck?
Yeah, even he's gonna be like, that story's terrible.
Oh my god!
I'm assuming people are putting together runs of it at this point.
9.8s?
Yeah,
runs of 9.8s.
That's the only thing I can think.
I guess people do the we never talk about this, but there's like people that do the what's it called, Jimmy, on CGC?
Registry.
The registry.
Yeah.
Jimmy tried. He had #1 registry for some kind of book that I think he and I were the only 2 people that read it in the whole world.
Animosity?
No.
I think it was
What was it called? What was it? Nowhere Man. Yeah. But those guys are serious, and
I was talking to somebody today because they messed something up for me, and I was like, "Listen, I can go public with this. I've been very nice about this. Or you can sell me that Miracle Man 1 signed by Alan Moore. And he goes to me, no, somebody offered me $40,000. I'm like, listen, I'll give you five. I said, listen.
$40,000.
Yeah, he's like, somebody offered me $40,000 because they had to finish their registry fee. I'm like, that's not true. But listen, I'll give you $500. So you're getting $500, and I won't feel bad for you screwing me. And then he said no. But I'm like, I'll see you next week, and I'm going to give you the same offer. So we'll see where you stand. But
did you say you're gonna blow his kneecaps out?
No, come on. Oh. But my point is, like, yeah, there are people who do chase those books, and I mean, would somebody pay $40,000 for that?
Oh,
like,
hey,
a Miracle Man
got
one time by Alan Moore
highest graded
points? I doubt it.
Hey,
but if you look at, I think Miracle Man, I think
Man?
Miracle Man is the registry, is like the one that everybody seems to be fighting over.
Well, really?
Because
how many Alan Moores?
Because everybody has like, there's lots of people trying to get number one. Where if you look at a book like Nowhere Men, when I was number one on it, nobody put anything in. I don't think I'm number one now. I think I'm like 6 because it's really easy to put together. But
how many Alan Moore's number ones are there? He
signed by Alan Moore of Miracle Man 1. There's only one.
But he's probably signed what, 20 books total?
No, there were about 3 signings. I mean, I think there's only one. I could be wrong, but from what I remember,
how many CGC Signature Series Gold Label Alan Moore signature books in total are there? Not
there was like about 50, and then the Avatar did the thing, so I'm not sure. I'd like,
yeah, I was going to say not including Avatar. So
CGC
50?
doesn't keep, but I mean that doesn't matter. We're talking about nonsense. The point is, the Star Wars 64.
I got it. I have something interesting.
Black cover is selling for CGC is selling for $600. That's a good sale.
This is interesting.
We're good. We're done with this one book, right?
Tell Jimmy.
We're talking.
Yeah.
Okay. Cool.
We're done with that.
Some insider info.
There. Yeah.
Cool.
Tell Jimmy who has the number one on the census highest graded copy of the first appearance of Miracle Man.
Of what? Warrior Magazine 1?
Yeah.
Well, CGC doesn't grade them anymore.
Could be our guest, sometime podcast guest.
That's right.
Oh.
What's the grade? Cool. Is it the one that's signed by Alan Moore?
Number 1.
No.
Because the one that's signed by Alan Moore is owned by Harley Troy.
I don't know.
So the enforcer said that Jimmy should look for the Canadian
price variant.
Canadian price variant for that Star Wars.
Yeah,
and there is a Mark Jewelers of it. He said,
"Nice, bang bang."
Yeah,
good job.
There's that.
That's interesting. That's interesting. Now, news that came out this week. It wasn't really news because we knew it was happening, but everybody wanted to be hush hush about it, and I thought it was just dumb. But I mean, before we get into that, I think we have to go into like the chat for a second. Just wanted to say, damn you, Nico. Of course, I would stop the podcast just to say that. Damn you, Nico, for getting me started into the world of Golden Age and pre-code horror books. Jumped into the waters and a Crime Suspense 16 CGC 4.5 white pages. My wallet hurts now. It's probably Nico's. He probably tricked you and made you buy his book.
Ultimate pump and dump.
Hey.
I'm just kidding. I don't think he was selling that one. I don't remember.
But congratulations, good stuff. Strong like bull.
Yeah. But
add one.
But I'm glad we got to say that because I could say, "Damn you, Nico! Damn you!
Damn you!"
Most of the women in my life say "F you, Nico." Well, they don't really say
not
my
in
name.
a good way.
Fuck you, George. But anyway.
We're trying. First of all, we're trying to keep it very, very positive and not have swear words like that. I mean,
you're right.
Come on.
I agree.
No. So the big news that came out. I mean, this was rumored, but nobody seemed to care. And Comics Heating Up posted the whole thing. So Scout Comics is suing Vault for copyright infringement for their series Maul.
Who's in charge at Vault?
Michael Morsey and
do you think we can get Mr. Morsey to have a cage fight against James Hake?
I mean, you could probably interview him because I think I did a variant for one of his books. I don't know. You could look into it. But
yeah, James Hake brought the pain on this one.
But so yeah, Scout sent before when Maul was solicited, they sent a thing to them and said, "Hey, like
cease
this
and
is
desist."
and their response was, "Oh, we accidentally called it the Maul in previews, but it's really called Maul." But anyways, if you looked in previews of the original solicitation for the Scout Comics one, they didn't call it the Maul. They called it Maul. So I don't know. It's
cage fight.
It's weird. and I'm not sure if it's going to go anywhere. I think they have to like prove damages, and I know that like the mall has from Scout has been optioned to some degree, so I'm
Yeah.
not really sure what's going to happen with it.
I love
I think they
the
should dip their
legal
hands in wax and then put a glass on them and fight.
Well, I mean, I'm sure you could ask James. I know he'd probably do an interview with you.
Yeah, he's strong.
the
I like
legal
that guy.
brief said that the mall from Scout had been optioned for television shows, plural. I don't know what that means, but obviously nobody that knew anything about what that meant wrote it.
Multiple
Listen,
shows. Maybe
if you
it's
want-
not
if
like
you-
a special after school
If I
special.
wanted
but-
to sue you and I wanted somebody to send you a like strong worded letter, I think there's like websites where I could get like sign up and get lawyers, and I just have to fill out like
Yeah.
it's
legal
strongly
just like it's
worded.
like a copy paste.
Is
This
that
is what I want
strongly
you to do,
worded?
and then you pay like $30 and you have like some kind of lawyer send out some fake legal thing. But I
Cool.
don't know. It's interesting.
Yeah. You can pay me $25 and I'll do it.
The other news that I guess came out today was something about this new Hulu series.
So this is surprising. A couple days ago, there was some updates on Hulu. The senior vice president of programming announced that Hellstrom and MODOK were still moving forward. And Hellstrom, I think they said that they had already watched some of the show, maybe, or maybe it was MODOK. I can't recall which way it was, and it was looking very good. So that kind of solidified that MODOK was still in works. And then today they came out with all of the characters and the premise for the show, which is interesting. I think anybody that knows anything about the comics is going to be like, what is this? This has nothing to do with comics. But obviously Patton Oswalt took the character and the ideas and put his own spin on it. So, and a lot of the, so this is an animated show. A lot of the voices that they got are pretty good actors, funny actors. It's definitely going to be funny. So I'm interested to see it. I think hopefully it has like a adult kind of feel to it, and it should be funny. The other interesting part to me was that being that he did put his own spin on it, there's characters that are not in the comics, but there were two characters mentioned that do have comic appearances. The first one being Super Adaptoid, who first appeared in Tales of Suspense 82. And then one that I missed in the initial announcement was Monica Rappaccini, who is in Amazing Fantasy Volume 2, Number 7. This is also the first appearance of the new Scorpion. She's actually the daughter of Monica. So maybe there's some future for this new Scorpion to appear in the show as well. I'm really pissed because I literally sold 2 copies of this book last week for like
for $1,
$2 or $3. Well, I bought them for $1. And I was like, I'm done. I'm sick of
big
hanging
flip.
on to these.
CGC boards. What's up?
I was like, God dang it.
Dude, I should
don't
just
understand
follow
CGC
John's
board
sales
sales.
thread on the CGC boards and not go to comic shops anymore. Let him do all the work, make none of the money,
Exactly.
and he'll give me books.
Yeah.
I looked at it like after it was over, the wreckage, and I was just like, what in the actual fuck is he thinking?
Yeah,
Oh
he's
my
not
God.
like-
You're as bad
he's
as
not
I am
very
at shows.
smart.
The only difference is people actually buy your stuff on the boards.
Yeah.
It shows I can't even get people to
Uh,
buy it for nothing.
So
That book was moving good for a minute, though. Remember, it was like a $25, $30 book for a second.
yeah, Mercenaut was hyping it.
Oh, why doesn't he ever come on our show?
I don't even know who that is. You guys just make up names.
He's
Maybe
our
have him
friend
come on.
from the con circuit. He's a nice young man, very nice young
Oh.
lad.
Oh,
Yeah.
that's interesting. That's interesting.
Yeah.
I don't believe you have friends. Other news that came out this week that I really don't care about whatsoever. But
I have
you
many
guys do,
friends. Friendly.
is Steven Spielberg Presents Amazing Stories. It's on Apple TV. Do you guys get Apple TV? No, nobody gets Apple TV. How many different TV things are there these days? But the big news is that the first episode of this great Apple Plus series is based on The Rift.
From Red 5 Comics.
Is
This
that
book
good
has
news?
been known to be option being adapted for a while. It went up and down. when it first got optioned, I bought like 5 copies off of Red 5 Comics website. I'll never buy from them again. They ship terribly. A lot of these independents ship really bad, and they came all damaged. So for a while I was just getting rid of them just to break even. I still had a couple left that were actually in my dollar box. I checked again yesterday on their website. They don't have any raw copies, but if you want a 9.8, they have about 5 of them for sale.
How much are they?
Overprice of any GPA sale that's ever taken place. So you can go on there and overpay for those while they try and bleed the market of poor souls who have nothing better to spend money on. So this is the first episode of This Amazing Stories, which is a reboot of the idea of Steven Spielberg that he had in the 80s. He is the executive producer of this. He's not the director of the show.
But his name's on the show.
His name's on the show, but I don't know. I think the director has some pretty good credits. I don't remember. I might have it here. Let's see. Here it is. Yep, I got it right here. Yep, there it is. Mark Mylod. No, remember him from the show?
Of course.
Oh, Mark Mylod? Oh, yeah, man. He's my favorite. I've been waiting for him to come back into the know.
March 6th, this show comes out.
Yeah, he has about as big of a following.
It doesn't matter when this
do.
show comes out. Nobody has Apple TV. Nobody's going to see this.
I think it comes like if you buy like one of my friends has one of those little Apple boxes. I don't know what you call it.
Yeah, Apple TV.
Yeah, somebody wasn't smart enough to buy a Roku. That's what you call
exactly. Yeah, it's the exact same thing. People buy up all that Apple stuff, man. Even if it's terrible, they buy it.
Look at my watch.
Yeah, check out my cool watch. All right,
I can talk on it.
What we got next?
Regular Jetson.
Have you guys heard about Werewolf by Night? This new Werewolf by Night series?
Yeah, dude. Thank God I'm not holding on to a real first appearance in high grade because I almost pulled the trigger.
Why?
What if they go with this monstrosity?
Well, they might because
I know.
So we recently heard that Werewolf by Night is joining.
And it's going to be written by the Black Eyed Peas. Like I hope the soundtrack's good.
No, wrong. So this is a totally new Werewolf by Night character. We know his name is Jack, and this is going to be co-written by Taboo from the Black Eyed Peas. We recently heard from Will.i.am. He was writing comic books. And now the one member of the Black Eyed Peas that nobody knows.
I know which one he is.
There's Apple, and then there's Fergie and Will.i.am.
Oh, Fergie's not in it anymore.
So what do you think Apple is going to come out with? What series do you think he's going to write for? Anyways, I'm not looking forward to this. I think it's going to be crap. It's a 4-issue series, but it is a first appearance, so who knows? But it's just something to keep an eye out for.
I'll be buying those books for the record.
I mean, there might be high-end ratio variants that might be good. I don't know.
That would keep me from buying those books.
There'll be some store variants, I'm sure.
Oh, God.
Kill all the
Taboo from Black Eyed Peas. They're known for their hit songs.
I like the Black Eyed Peas.
Let's get it started in here.
Yeah,
but like that's only.
No, I do. Like I like their music.
Very offensive song because they had to change it, right?
What if there was a store variant and it had
that's not the original version.
On the
it's called
cover.
Let's Get. Then it's a slur. Anyways, what was that, John?
What if there was a store variant with the guy from Black Eyed Peas on the cover instead of comic?
Let's go over that. Like, shut up, Nico. What is wrong with that guy?
I'll Google it.
Let's join the rumor mill.
Did you make this graphic or did you steal this?
No, I just Googled it.
Good shit, dude.
What? This is from what you not here last week?
Yeah, but I thought that was just special for Keith because you like Keith and you don't really like me and John.
Big rumor is that Thunderbolts is happening.
We've been talking about this for a year and a half.
Okay. No, thank you from the sources or lack thereof.
Okay.
I think it's going to happen for the record.
It will happen, absolutely. I mean, General Ross is in Black Widow. They're obviously setting it up.
Now, the question is, What about the big Danish guy, the Danish giant that got cast in Shang-Chi? Is that Blackjack or Ursa Major, or does anybody care?
No, I don't think anybody cares, and I don't think we know either. So
is he in Shang-Chi?
Yeah.
Oh, okay. I don't know. What was Ursa Major in the Black Widow movie? Is Ursa Major?
That's the allegation.
Yeah.
That's the allegation. I don't know. But yeah, so I mean, what is it? Hulk 377. It seems to be selling well still. So
first Thunderbolts 349.
Yeah, I like the
449
one
440
ratio variant, not the Deadpool one because it's just too much damn money, but the one that looks like the Deadpool one.
The what? Thunderbolts?
Okay. It's the first General Ross. It's like a ratio variant for that. It's like a 1 in 50 or something.
First General Ross, Incredible Hulk #1.
No. General Ross is Red Hulk.
Truck?
Oh, General Ross is Red Hulk.
That's Red Hulk.
Yeah, isn't that issue 2? Isn't that Hulk 2? Because that's the truck one where Deadpool's in the mirror or whatever of the truck. I don't know, whatever.
I don't think
that's, it looks like that, but it's issue 1. You know what I'm talking about?
No, I thought it was issue 2.
That's great.
Doesn't matter. The next big thing that you guys wanted to talk about was apparently Taika Waititi.
Fuck Nazis. Oh.
Was approached for the new Star Wars movie. No, I googled his name and Hitler because he plays Hitler in that movie. This was the picture I just
Jojo Rabbit.
Yeah, this was the picture I decided on. So
this guy is getting everything. I think if you remember, Akira was put on hold because he was going to do.
I know it makes me sad. I still don't have like a 9.8 or 38 though. So.
I mean, I don't know that Akira will happen. He's doing Flash Gordon animated series.
I never watched
Thor.
I didn't
think he's going to do Akira over a Star Wars movie?
I didn't watch Thor 1 and I didn't watch Thor 2. But Thor 3 Ragnarok came on Netflix and it was really fun and entertaining.
Yeah.
Like
Did you watch Akira?
It hasn't come out.
No, the Japanimation when you were a little kid.
But like anyways, I'm just saying I don't think it was the greatest movie of all time. I don't think it was the greatest movie of the year or anything. But he obviously knows how to make fun, entertaining movies.
Yeah, he's entertaining.
Akira was the greatest anime of all time.
Okay, listen, we're not talking about Akira. We're talking about this guy being a director. What are you going on about? Like, what is wrong with this guy?
I don't know if we had a graphic for this. Did we? James Wan's going to do an Aquaman animated series.
Yeah.
While we're talking about
so he's doing what? He's doing like a million.
I promised somebody I'd try to figure out about that, and I don't really care about it, but I need to figure out about it for the person I promised that I.
So he's doing the Trench movie, right? Which is an Aquaman and the Outsiders type film, and then now he's going to do a animated series. So I don't know.
Do you think the Trench is really going to happen?
No,
because I'm sitting on a stack of Aquaman 2s that looks like that.
It is.
When I heard about this animated series, it made me think that this was going to be the Trench, but it said in the thing that they were two very different things. So I'm not sure.
He did an interview for a recent project that he had, and he was talking about it. So I think it's still going to happen. Oh, the animated series is going to have Mira and Volko. Volko was in the Aquaman movie, and he got no play at all.
What do you mean?
Well, as far as comic book love.
Oh, as far as comic book love. Okay, sorry. When you said no play, I thought we were talking about something else.
The other thing is it like it's slowly moving towards the DCU is TV, whatever the heck you want to call it, streaming service. That's slowly going by the wayside as they roll out new shows. So Doom Patrol Season 2 will be on both DCU and HBO Max. Why? I don't know. And then they're going to have that Stargirl show. It's going to be on DCU, but then they're going to show it on the CW the next day. Like, what is the purpose?
They did that with Harley too, remember?
Oh, that's
Titans,
right. Yeah,
Titans showed up on Netflix last week, I guess.
Oh, Season 2?
Yeah, I tried to watch it. It was
nice.
I couldn't.
Really? It was bad?
I didn't like it, man. I couldn't get.
I thought you really liked
first
season.
I did. The first season was really good. I think it might have been too long. I think it might have taken too long, and now I'm out of it, which sucks.
Yeah, I know what you mean.
I've heard Doom Patrol is good, so I'll probably check that out.
Doom Patrol is really good.
My problem right now is HBO comes out with the greatest TV shows right now. It sucks.
Yeah.
Have you seen the TV show? Have you seen the TV show The Outsiders?
It's exceptional. Thank you, Jimmy.
Oh, what? No love for Curb? Terrible.
Oh,
Oh,
no, but
I don't even know
yeah, but
why.
everybody knows Curb Your
I
Enthusiasm
don't
is
even
great.
know why
They come
I'm
out
on
with
this
these shows out of
podcast.
absolutely nowhere, and it's just
Well-
like insane.
Happy New Year, guys. That's all I gotta say.
There was also rumors that Kenobi TV show has been delayed and possibly dead. The problem is I keep seeing like various different influencers saying that, oh no, you're wrong. Oh no, you're wrong, and they keep
Right.
fighting over this, saying it like that it's not dead or that it is dead. So I don't know, but I don't really care either.
I don't
What do you
really
guys think?
care either.
What about the Hawkeye, the Kate Bishop, Hawkeye Kate Bishop series?
Yeah, no, that's the
Anybody got
same
an
thing where they're
opinion?
like, oh, it is canceled. No, it
Right.
isn't. It's like,
I don't
who
have
knows,
like
man?
a firm opinion one way or the other about that. Or
But on this one, I actually see people fighting each other and then accusing other people of using sock puppets to come up and give their opinions on various social media stuff. Like there's a lot of when it comes to like rumors and leaks, there's a lot of really fun personalities that just fight with each other online. It's fun to just like eat popcorn and watch it all go down.
Yeah. Like there can
the
only be one source, it seems. Like, nope.
Yeah, it's like I don't know what producers you're talking to, but you're wrong. It's like
Yeah. Uh-huh.
can't we all
Okay,
just get
dude.
along? The other stuff that you guys want to talk about, Black Adam will be the anti-hero in his movie.
Yeah, The Rock.
nice.
So I don't.
Yeah,
I
it
don't know
sounds
what
like
that
it'll be pretty good. Like DC, if they can do this Justice League Dark right, and then do this Black Adam movie right. I think people like the Shazam movie, right?
I loved it.
Birds of
It was
Prey
different.
looks terrible.
I haven't seen
Harley
the trailer.
does.
See, that's the thing.
Harley
Don't
does
watch
coke
trailers,
in
man.
the trailer.
Don't watch trailers. You'll just be disappointed. Like, and then you when you go to see the movie, you are gonna be disappointed. So you'll end up being disappointed if you're not disappointed. Don't watch trailers.
Well, so in the comics she has two hyenas named Lou
Just
and
don't
Bud.
watch them. Just don't
In
see.
the-
This is the
in
thing.
the
You're coming up
movie,
with theories over
She
trailers.
has
Don't watch
one
trailers if you
hyena
want to enjoy yourself and
called
enjoy
Bruce
a movie.
Wayne. Dumb. Why would you change that? Why do you feel the need to change that? It's terrible.
Because now there's like months where you're just like criticizing things when if you saw the movie you'd just be sitting down and you'd either enjoy it or you wouldn't. You wouldn't be like, oh, how many cheetahs does she have? Oh, why are they changing that? It's like, who cares? man?
Hyenas.
Come on.
Hyenas.
Anyways, that's how I feel about trailers. But
Mm.
Doom Patrol Season 2 will be both. Oh no, okay.
Sorry, but yeah. I think that's about it.
No,
Oh,
James Dean Morgan. I said that. What's the
Jeffrey
guy's name?
Dean Morgan.
Jeffrey Dean Morgan. See, I threw my thing away because I was like, I knew this. Jeffrey Dean Morgan has been offered a role for season 3 of The Boys. I don't know
Yeah.
who he's going to play.
Who's
I
left to play in that? You've read that whole thing, right?
No, I stopped around issue 50.
Yeah, I read that whole thing, but it was like 7, 8, 9 years ago.
They were in graphic novels, and I had finally caught up with it for when they were doing monthly. And then when they came out monthly, I was like, I don't want to have to keep remembering this every month of like knowing what goes by. I'd rather just sit down and binge it. So that's when I
About like
stopped. I think it was around issue
20
50.
issues at one time, and
I don't think there's that many issues.
50.
No, I
is-
think there's 75 issues, and then I
Okay.
think there's a
Okay.
few
But
miniseries.
there's like miniseries.
So yeah, so if
Whenever-
you're saying 125, I think there aren't 125. I think there's closer to 100, maybe
I don't wanna
110.
spoil
But I
it
mean,
for
I'm not
people.
being nitpicky at you.
But yeah, I mean, it's been forever. But I don't want to spoil it for people. But there's a character that makes a heel turn, and that's basically when the book just jumps the shark. It's kind of
It's a good series, but I mean, Ex Machina also jumped the shark because it felt like he finished it up too early. Like when
Mm.
he runs for president in the end, it felt like that took too short of the time. But again, that's me being nitpicky because I'm a loser. The one last
Do you
thing
want
that I guess
to? Yeah, go ahead. Well, I was going to say, do you want to mention that new Batman character or Joker character?
that's
Potentially?
exactly what I was going to bring
Oh,
up.
okay.
That was the last thing I had because I wrote it down because you said, "Oh, we got to talk about this." So go on.
So, an article came out this week that there's going to be a new character in Batman '89, is what they are advertising as her debut. Her name is Punchline, who is also already a character in Arctic Comics. So I don't know why they're doing that, But this is apparently going to be Joker's girlfriend.
Wait, sorry, she was already a character in what?
Antarctic Comics.
Oh, okay. But that's a different universe, and that's like a different publisher. So
but
they probably
it's the same
don't have
name.
copyrights.
Didn't
they
we
don't
just
have, who cares?
Didn't we just have a 10-minute diatribe about the mall?
Yeah, but they
same name?
one actually copyright the name, whereas I think the other company, Antarctic Press, doesn't have enough money to copyright the names of properties that are like.
Did you know?
In '89.
Did you know Disney Plus is coming out with a movie called Stargirl at the same time that DC is coming out with the Stargirl TV show? I mean, this is just amazing stuff. It's an amazing world we live in. Batman number 89 is what they say, which comes out February 19th.
Is there final order cut off yet?
What's Batman 89? What are you talking about? What?
That would be when this character comes out. First appearance. Is what they're saying. I would think FOC was either yesterday or next week. Might be next week. Because it's about a month out.
Fuck it.
So, might still be time. Yeah.
But yeah, I think that's all we had for this week. Am I wrong?
Okay.
I mean, this is going to be the thumbnail. I don't care. This is the thumbnail. Us looking at this picture, because apparently that's what you guys wanted. You told me to add this picture because for some reason, there's no reason.
I also would like to know how that song was originally framed and why it's now inappropriate.
You're so can't you just stop? Anyways, thank you for joining us. We'll see you next week, hopefully. And hopefully George or Nico will understand more about the Black Eyed Peas. Okay, bye now.
I'm going to learn, and I might be disappointed.